Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. आज मैंने सोचा कि I'll chant in your tune and you changed it again. हर रोज ट्यून अलग अलग आ रहा है. Actually, you should tune into how I am chanting. Today I tried doing it your way, and then again you changed it. Someone else took over. Anyway, so yesterday we saw the qualification that a seeker must have in his life, and that was about, what was the first one? Vivek. What was Vivek?
Discrimination between real and unreal.
Between real and unreal, Sat and Asat, Chit and Achit, permanent and changing, correct? Not between Chinese and Indian. That is not Vivek. And the second one was Vairagya. Vairagya means, what was Vairagya? Dispassion or non-attachment to objects, not having desire for the objects. And sometimes people feel कि I'm not interested in the world. Sometimes people feel I have got all the knowledge that is, I know I'm the self-man, there is no doubt. I'm not attracted to the world also. I sit in meditation also. I know what the scriptures are saying also, that I am the Atma, I am the consciousness, but it is not clicking. उसके लिए थर्ड स्टेप क्या है? No. Shat ka sampatti. This is the third qualification. And what was Shat ka sampatti? A six-fold qualification, which leads to samadhan, which is contentment. And for that, if you are having vairagya, you are having knowledge, but you are not getting established in it. Every now and then anger is coming, every now and then you get attracted to or want to indulge in something. I controlled this afternoon. I saw the ice cream box when I went to wash the hands, and I told his son, I said, ice cream खाएंगे? उसने कहा कल खा लिया. But I don't mind when you had gone to wash hand. But it was okay. एक मिनट के लिए thought, एक सेकंड के लिए thought आया, निकल गया. But if he had said, I told him also, आइसक्रीम का कुछ प्रोग्राम है क्या? इसने कहा कल ही खाया स्वामी जी. पर हवा नहीं दिया इसने, तो फिर सब फिजल ऑफ हो गया. तो ऐसे पकड़ लेता है. कभी कभी it comes from inside, some deeply hidden subconscious desires, involvements, reactions, they come out unknowing. You are not aware of it and it just takes you over. इसको शांत करने के लिए, this is why we are not able to establish in ourselves. तो उसको शांत करने के लिए पहला क्या था? It was the third is Shatka Sampatti. We are not worked on ourselves. We have worked on intellect, we have worked on vairagya, but we have not worked on our senses and mind. And for that, the first step was Shama. Tell someone. Shama is control of mind. Second is Dhamma, control of senses. If you can control mind, you don't need to control senses. But if you can't control the mind, then senses are required to be controlled. Third is Uparama. Uparama means Uparati बोलते हैं ना, मराठी में भी वर्ड है Uparati झाली. तो Uparati, you are disinterested now. Then fourth one was titiksha. Titiksha was, even if you have practiced controlling your mind, controlling your senses, you are not interested in, even if the senses are open, you are not interested in going out, still the world is throwing, continuously coming at you. Continuously, whether you like it or not. There may be a theft in the house, there may be a disease in your body, there might be someone says something so insulting that suddenly you may get disturbed. There can be natural calamities. The guru stops speaking to you. अपने साथ हुआ है, कभी स्टोरी बताएंगे. He stops speaking to you for 3 months. Then what do? ये ताप है ना. You have to go endure it. But how do you endure it? Joyfully. That word is very important. कि मजबूरी का नाम महात्मा गांधी नहीं, वो भी तितिक्षा है. वो वाली मजबूरी नहीं. This is तितिक्षा, endurance, joyful endurance. ठीक है यार, सब कुछ चलता है. Then all this, how can you joyfully control your mind, joyfully control your senses, joyfully be disinterested, joyfully endure? Only if you have Shraddha, faith in the higher. And yesterday we concluded with this. We should have 4 faiths: faith in the Lord, faith in the scriptures, second, scriptures. Third, because scriptures are given by Lord himself, he only reveals it to various Mahatmas who are wise enough not to write their name underneath. They write anonymous. All scriptures all the Vedas are apaurushaya, na? There is no person who has written them. They are only collected together by who? By Maharishi Vedvyas. They were present all over with different rishis. They were being passed from word of mouth to their disciples. Ved Vyasji was the first person who brought all the rishis together and compiled them in the way we see it today, the 4 Vedas. पहले 3 होते थे, अब 4 हैं. We will not go into that. Then what happens if we practice Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha? The result is Samadhan. Samadhan is contentment. And what is contentment? Samadhan. That wherever you are, whatever you are, however you are always happy for no reason. सब ठीक है, बढ़िया है. खाना कैसा है? बढ़िया है. पेट में कुछ भी हो रहा हो, पेट यार मैंने सुना तुम्हारे को कुछ बर्पिंग हो रहा है, हाँ बढ़िया है. हाँ, तुम्हारा वात का पित्त बैलेंस में नहीं है, बढ़िया है. अब बैलेंस हो गया, वो भी बढ़िया है. हाँ, कंटेंट, सब कुछ, एवरीथिंग. he has this firm belief, this faith that ये पूरी सृष्टि ईश्वर की है. And he is only meting out, he is just playing with himself. और ये सब तुमको, जब तक तुम्हारे senses and mind they are getting disturbed, this realization will not come. And till people do not have this realization, हम क्या कहते हैं? कर्म करते रहो भैया, चलो. कर्म करते रहो. Samadhan. When all this happens, then one comes to establish in the truth. Last qualification was mumukshutvam. If you don't have mumukshutvam, means intense desire to liberate, you will not do vivek also, you will not do vairagya also, you will not do shatka sampatti also. This is the basic qualification. If we have started working on any one of them or all of them, automatically, and if we are intensely desiring the truth, the teacher will appear in your life. For whatever is required for you to move to the next step. मैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया में था और हूँ अभी भी, खैर अभी तो नहीं, पर जा रहा हूँ. So there when I was doing my sadhana, I prayed to the Lord, यार मेरा बीच में रुक गया सारा साधना, कोई टीचर नहीं है. My grandfather came, वो योगी. उसके बाद करना शुरू किया. आई डेंट नो, पीपल आर कॉलिंग मी स्वामी, जो भी मेरा नाम था पहले, उससे चल यार वी विल गो, वी वर ऑल इनटू मोटिवेशन एंड इंस्पिरेशन टॉक्स. कल yesterday I told you about Robert Kiyosaki, like that. From there we didn't stop there, we went on to Zen monks, Taoist masters, Buddhist masters. और कोई भी आता था, हम तो वी आर इंक्विजिटिव, तो आई विल आस्क क्वेश्चंस एंड आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट दे आर स्पीकिंग नहीं हाउ माँ चाइनीज़ में बोल रहे हैं, समवन इज ट्रांसलेटिंग इट, वी आर ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड इट, बट यू विल बी सरप्राइज्ड. मैं उनसे प्रश्न पूछता था, वो कहते थे आफ्टर द क्लास ही विल से कम टू दिस हाउस, इनवेरिएबली एवरी वन ऑफ देम, and I go to their house, I don't know what they are speaking, they will initiate me into Taoist practices or into Zen practices or into Buddhist practices. और मेरी साधना आगे बढ़ती गई, और कहाँ जाके रुकी means what was the ultimate destination? It came to the ashram, Vedanta, because I had made sure कि मेरे को कहीं अटकना नहीं है. And Vedanta doesn't allow you to get stuck anywhere. You are free. While studying, before studying, while studying and after studying, you are free. So जब Swami ji gave me the initiation in Kaivalya Dham, you have to go to him, and then he whispers your name in your ears. He says, Swami Paramananda Saraswati. यू आर फीलिंग वेरी ग्रेटफुल कि क्या बढ़िया नाम है. फिर मैं सोच रहा था इसका पूरा नाम क्या होगा, इसका मतलब क्या होगा, यार पता था, बट स्टिल द थॉट गोज इन दैट डायरेक्शन. स्वामी जी सिर्फ इंग्लिश में इतना ही बोला, नाउ यू आर फ्री, यू आर हैप्पी फॉर नो रीज़न, रिमेन लाइक दैट फॉर द रेस्ट ऑफ योर लाइफ. हो गया. सी, अब when you keep that as a goalpost in front of you all the time, that come what may, I have to be happy for no reason for the rest of my life. You will not complain about anything, you will not desire anything. आ रहा है तो ठीक है, नहीं आ रहा है तो भी ठीक है, मिल रहा है तो ठीक है, नहीं मिल रहा है तो भी ठीक है. See? तो when we start preparing, जितने भी उपनिषद हैं, all the Upanishads, the students who have gone to the teacher, they are not ordinary ones. A common person, he will only go, we have talked about that in the first class, will only ask, Swamiji, will I go overseas, will I get a job, will I get a promotion, all this only. We are not here. Upanishads, all that has been sorted out by the student. He goes to the teacher only with one question, to know the truth. To know the truth. And what type of, here it says, and either he approaches the teacher or the teacher appears. In my life, teachers appeared. I never ran. I went after one. And I asked him, क्योंकि सब गोरे थे वहाँ पे, they are chanting mantra pushpam, they are chanting purusha suktam, and I said, यार ये I also want to learn. So I asked the Swamiji there कि यार I want to learn. इसने कहा talk to my priest who comes and does the havan and chandi havan and everything. मैंने priest को बोला, घर पे खाने पे बुलाया, आके बोलता है $21,000. I'm talking in 93, उतनी मेरी $21,000 the fees, and then I have to pay extra for accommodation and food. मैंने कहा यार पागल है, मैं तो everything that I have studied till now, that was अमर चित्र कथा, it said scriptural knowledge is free. तुम पैसे मांग रहे हो. तो मैंने कहा, फिर मैं भगवान को प्रे किया, भगवान लाओ कोई ऐसा टीचर. फिर भी नहीं लेके आए बीच बीच में, बट आई वॉज हैविंग डाउट्स, अंदर से ही आ रहा था कि भाई इधर नहीं जाना है. एंड देन मैंने बताया था ना परसों, सम एग्जांपल आई गेव कि अंदर से आकाशवाणी हुई और 3 महीने में आई वॉज इन इंडिया. अपने आप मास्टर हमारे सामने आ गए. तो यहाँ पे बताते हैं that only a Guru Maharaj can release you from the bondage. What is that bondage? Bondage of doubt. What is that doubt? If I ask you, I am this body or am I conscious? We are conscious also and we are body also. Correct? समाधि में बैठ जाओगे, उसके बाद बाहर निकलोगे तो पहले फिर भूख लगेगी. फिर मन में आता है अभी तो मैं इतने आनंद में था, अभी मेरे को भूख क्यों लग रही है? Why am I getting disturbed by hunger? So what are we? Are we body or are we the pure consciousness? See, so this is sorted out by Guru Maharaj. Then there are so many gurus nowadays, When we were studying in the ashram from 96 to 98. So that time Sanskar TV had just started and they were looking for someone to be hosted on the TV. So they came, asked Swamiji का कर लो. तो उनका TV लगा रहता था. And prime time they are showing Swamiji's lectures on the TV. And now, after 7-8 years, when their market had developed, they found other Mahatmas. किसको trust कर रहा है? Who are sellable more? Who can be marketed more? Or who gives us the TRP more, as he says. So then they started slowly moving Swamiji away from the prime time. फिर स्वामी जी ने कुछ नहीं कहा. फिर वही आए स्वामी जी के पास. स्वामी जी, डू यू वांट टू बी ऑन द व्हाट वाज द स्लॉट बिफोर? हाँ, रखना है तो रख दो, नहीं रखना है मत रखो. नहीं आपको चाहिए, हाँ रख दो. 15,000 रुपये दिन के, एक एपिसोड के 15,000. दैट मीन्स एवरी वीक. स्वामी जी का तो पहले हर रोज आता था, क्योंकि यहाँ पे रिकॉर्ड करते थे, अगले दिन टीवी पे दिखा देते. 15,000 it was about 4 years ago the price. अभी पता नहीं कितना होगा. स्वामी जी का मेरे को नहीं चाहिए. तुम वीडियोस भी रख लो, जब तुम्हें दिखाना है दिखाओ, नहीं दिखाना है मत दिखाओ. I don't want anything to do with the TV. If you want to put it free, you put it free. See. So what type of teacher? तो यहाँ पे here the scriptures say. कहाँ गया? हाँ, एंड कहाँ चला गया? Anyway, he should be, when the verse comes, I'll tell you. What should be? He should be very well versed in the scriptures. First. Second, he should be living in his life what he is teaching. Second. Third, which is the most important one, because this is at the relative level, this is at the body level, what you are seeing, what he is speaking. Is he erudite or not? Is he able to present the topic properly or not? Is he able to form the thought process or not? Etc. etc. Then majority of the times, what is the mistake that the student does or a seeker does? He listens to the teacher, Guru Maharaj, but he follows his actions. And that is wrong. What does the teacher say, or what do the scriptures say? Follow the words of the teacher, but don't follow his actions. Because his actions are prompted by different situations. Follow his words. And where are his words coming from? This is the third point now. And he should be established in the truth. How will you come to know that he is established in the truth? Do you have any measure? Do you have any data? Can you work out with this limited intellect that this Mahatma is realized, this Mahatma is not realized? I think this fellow is doing lot of siddhis, so he must be realized. How many people come to a Vedanta class? You can count. How many people go to a bhajan kirtan or a katha? Hundreds. How many people want to stand in a queue to give donation and free food to the people? Millions, so many thousands of people are there. Go to any temple. If you go to north, if anyone has gone to Amarnath, you will see from Anantnag to Chandanwadi to all the way. What do you get in that 15,000 feet? Idli, dosa, vada. Banaras pan. And she was saying, in that cold weather, it will not work. पर वहाँ पे वही जाके खाते हैं और फिर बीमार हो जाते हैं. You see? पर दान तो जो लोग दान देते हैं, हमारा ध्यान उधर ही जाता है. तो how will you come to know? Only through Shraddha. You cannot come to know. A seeker cannot come to know if a teacher is realized or not. If your doubts, but because here game is not to prove whether the teacher is realized. The game here is to take the words of the teacher and apply them subjectively on yourself and see that you are what the scriptures are telling you. You are what the Mahatmas have realized, saints and sages have realized. You are what the teacher is telling you again and again. Tattvamasi, Tattvamasi, Tattvamasi. Whether you take it God or you take the the reality. So this is very important, and this is also important even if we are wanting to be initiated. Now yesterday someone asked me a question. They said, Swamiji, today can you talk about Nama Sadhana? Jap ke upar baat kar lo. So we'll just spend some time talking about that and see how in this particular time that we are, how great and effective taking the name of the Lord is. And from whom do you take? Abhi jaise hum gaye the Pashupati Nath, I went to go to Kailash. So we do a huge havan there. And 11 priests come and they chant the Rudram, and we also have got the copies. We also join them. It's a grand thing. I do it that way. But after that whole thing is there, the priests come, and the head priest, he comes and ties, ये क्या बोलते हैं इसको, धागा तो बोलते हैं, रक्षा धागा, रक्षा के लिए. हाँ. तो अभी हम जा रहे थे और एक कहाँ पे, मेघालय में किसी टेम्पल में थे. नाइस ब्यूटीफुल टेम्पल, एंड बाहर एक आदमी इतने सारे धागे लेके बैठा, रक्षा करने के लिए. तो सम पीपल आर गलेबल ना. अब ये हमारे साथ जो ग्रुप के थे, ये जैसी धागा देखते हैं, हाँ धागा, अरे यार देख तो लो कौन बैठा कौन है, अगर साधु है कि ये बिजनेसमैन है कि पैसे लेने के लिए बैठा है, कि उसके ऊपर तेज है कि नहीं, किसी से भी थोड़ा ना बनवा लोगे. उसी तरह से यू डोंट टेक मंत्रा फ्रॉम एनी टॉम डिक एंड हैरी, और यू डोंट स्टडी स्क्रिप्चर्स फ्रॉम एनी टॉम डिक एंड हैरी. कुछ तो असेस करके तुम किसी के पास जाओगे, और यू हैव कंप्लीट. आई डिड नॉट असेस एनीवन. आई कंप्लीटली ट्रस्टेड दैट व्हेन दैट राइट टीचर कम्स इनटू माय लाइफ, आई विल कम टू नो, बिकॉज इफ माय साधना हैज गॉन दैट वे, various teachers have come into my life in that manner. Either you trust the whole process. See? So who is first thing when we are taking a mantra from anyone? What is the first criteria of taking a mantra from someone? मंदिर में गए इसलिए उससे ले लिया. कैसे, किससे लेना चाहिए, कोई बताओ. किसी ने लिया है मंत्र अभी तक? किसी ने नहीं लिया. किससे लेना चाहिए? इसका आंसर मैं बाद में बताता हूँ. कीप इट इन योर माइंड. नाउ एक बार मंत्र मिल गया, Normally people, what do they want to do? Yesterday I told you, or day before yesterday, that people want to do meditation, but they don't want to do yama niyam. Correct? Same way, when you get the mantra, people want to chant the mantra in their mind, and they are embarrassed to chant the mantra at the lip level. Om Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. लोग क्या बोलेंगे, घर वाले क्या बोलेंगे? हाँ, it is very, people feel embarrassed to take name of God. अरे, but the first way, the only way to begin taking the mantra, whether it is Om Namah Shivaya, whether it is Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, whether it is Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, or if you are too confused कि कौन सा भगवान सा, so many gods are there, take Om, and he is teaching. We don't take that high pitch or anything, we just synchronize it with the breath. That is, it is having its own benefits, but as you work it out, it will reveal to you what is best for you. You don't have to copy anyone, you don't have to follow anyone. You start chanting the mantra. How you chant? Loudly. How loudly? And why loudly? Socho. See, answers will come from you. You tell me, why loudly?
So it will resonate in you.
Okay, he says it will resonate in you.
To connect with the universe.
To connect with the universe. So if you scream more, the universe will get it. You'll connect it to you more.
Energy, what you will give, you will give.
ठीक है.
The vibrations.
The vibrations will
place
reach.
where you are and will connect with the.
Okay, so you are good. You are considering that if you chant the name of the Lord, you are becoming holy. Good vibrations are coming out. They will naturally come out, no doubt, but not initially. Initially, you will get big kicks because you start chanting. Husband will scream at you. Children will, Mom, all the time chanting. Where is my breakfast? Where is my lunch box?
It's a peaceful breathing also.
Pardon me?
It's a peaceful breathing also.
नहीं वो बाद में होगा. अभी मैं पूछ रहा हूँ कि why we should chant the mantra loudly. लंग्स ये सब अभी. अब अपना गोल क्या है? गोल क्या है? The moment you say it is lungs, you have forgotten the goal. What is the goal? Mumukshutvam, to liberate. If you have forgotten that your goal in life is liberation, तो then सब बाकी जगह पे चलाएगा कि मेरी सांस हो रही है कि नहीं, मेरा नींद आ रही है कि नहीं, मेरा खाने का टाइम है, मेरे को मंत्र अभी मेरे को रोक देना चाहिए. See? So, abhi when we are chanting loudly, it is called, you correctly preempted my thought, it is called Vaikhari. There are 4. Vaikhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti, Para. So first is Vaikhari. Vaikhari means loud chanting. When nobody is there, scream if you want to. Or get into a rhythm. एक म्यूजिक अपने आप अंदर से शुरू हो जाएगा, किसी ट्यून के साथ जुड़ जाएगा, किसी राग के साथ जुड़ जाएगा, या अपना राग बना लेना, पर हो जाता है. पर जैसे अभी आज सुबह मैं क्या कहते हैं वो कौन सा यार, कपाल भाती करने लगा. तो ही सेड, स्वामी जी चेस्ट से करना है, पेट से नहीं. और मेरा पेट अंदर जैसे जा रहा है. तो पहली बार किया है तो गड़बड़ होगी, एंड देन बीच में ठीक हो गया. ही सेज यस लाइक दैट एंड तो फिर बाद में दूसरे नोस्ट्रिल से गया, फिर पेट से शुरू हो गया. अब कल देखते सुबह क्या होता है. बट इफ आई प्रैक्टिस इट फ्यू टाइम्स, आई विल गेट इट. आई डोंट हैव डाउट अबाउट दैट. इट्स ओनली क्वेश्चन ऑफ प्रैक्टिस किसी भी चीज़ के बारे में. तो मंत्र भी आप लोगे, प्रैक्टिस करो, उससे लो. हाँ, मैं वो क्वेश्चन तो मैंने रख दिया ना, किससे लो, वो बाद में लेंगे. तो किस वी हैव टू चैंट लाउडली. See, Vaikhari, these are the four. Vaikhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti, Para. Vaikhari is loud chanting, Madhyama is subtle chanting, Pashyanti is causal chanting, which is actually no chanting, and if you remain awake, you bypass Pashyanti and you reach Paravadi. If you don't bypass, if you don't remain awake in Pashyanti, what happens? Nahi, you go to sleep. You go to sleep. This is the process. अभी I'll explain थोड़ा सा करके we'll conclude. हाँ, तो Vaikhari, why we should chant in Vaikhari? Why? Tell me. Think. Vaikhari represents the waking world. Vaikhari represents the waking world. How many worlds are there for you? Someone asked. 3. You asked me yesterday, or you asked me, or she asked me. I can't remember. कि ड्रीम में कॉन्शियसनेस के बारे में पूछ रहे थे ना कोई. हाँ, you asked. हाँ. So we have one world called waking world, we have one world called dream world, and we have one world called absence of the two, which is called deep sleep. How much are we living consciously?
Waking.
Only 1/3 of our total experience. Only 1/3. And we think we are wise. We have to live all the 3 fully. पर उसके लिए रास्ता, it's not through sleep. The way to it, to live all the 3 fully, is not through the dream. It is only through waking. Only in waking you can put efforts. Only in waking you can be focused. Only in waking you can invoke the bhava while you are chanting the name. Therefore, you chant loudly. And what will happen if you chant loudly? जब कोई नहीं है, जोर जोर से करो, गला फाड़ो, लंग भरना है लंग भर लो, वो एक रिदम आ जाती है. मैंने कभी योगा किया नहीं था, अभी आज सुबह पहली बार किया. आज सुबह था कि कल रात को था? आज सुबह था, वो भी भूल गया. पर मेरा योगा हुआ है. कैसे? मंत्र जप से अपने आप when I reached its peak, the body used to go into different convulsions because the energy has to move. I don't know what those asanas are called. I don't know what those pranayamas are called. अंदर से फीलिंग आती थी कि भाई ये मंत्र चैंट करना है, इस तरीके से चैंट करना है, और वो प्राणायाम शुरू हो जाता था. एंड टू दिस एक्सटेंट कि मेरा जो मंत्र था, सपोज से इट वाज हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण हरे 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 हरे. Eventually I gave it went away and only Om was left. देखो, why? The focus was not only on the mantra. It was further. From going from many to one. If I am continuously on Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, this is I am talking in retrospect. क्यों हुआ मुझे भी पता नहीं, पर अभी जब मैं सोचता हूँ, it was a very long mantra for example, so it had to be shortened. फिर मैंने वही मंत्रा ओम नमः शिवाय से ट्राई किया, फिर ओम नमः शिवाय चला गया आफ्टर सम टाइम, फिर ओम ही रह गया फिर से. मैंने कहा ऐसे क्यों हो रहा है? तो आंसर फिर आश्रम में मिले, पहले नहीं मिले. सिर्फ एक्सपीरियंस पहले मिला. तो व्हेन वी डू वैखरी, we start creating. Initially people will test you, initially people will trouble you, initially, and don't announce that you are for New Year resolution, I am starting taking the name of the Lord. Don't do it. It should be a secret journey. जब कोई लोग हैं, just chant loud enough that you are hearing. हरे राम राम राम. जब कोई नहीं है, चिल्लाओ, डिस्को करो नाम के साथ. हाँ, इससे क्या होगा? लोग थोड़ी देर ट्राई करेंगे. हमारे एक होबार्ट में मैं जाता था, एंड द लेडी, डॉक्टर्स वाइफ, वेरी वेल एजुकेटेड, शी हरसेल्फ इज अ नर्स, एंड एकदम से उसको इतना हो गया, स्वामी जी घर में पूजा करते हैं, स्टार्टेड ऑर्गेनाइजिंग ऑल द लेक्चर्स फॉर ऑन भगवत गीता, और रोज भगवत समझ पता नहीं कितना आ रहा है, लेकिन पढ़ रही है, सुन रही है. And she goes to work, she quickly finishes her food and she is chanting reading the Bhagavad Gita, or she is chanting the mantra, whatever her mantra was. And people started teasing her. They started पंगे लेते हैं ना, पंगा लेना शुरू किया. And she didn't react. She just disregarded them and still continued doing it. 2-3 months passed. Once or twice she cried on the phone, Swamiji, I am doing this, but my heart is telling me it is the right thing. Then why people are troubling? I said, don't worry. It is good sign they are troubling you. You will find very soon they will change. किसी का जल्दी हो जाता है, किसी का लेट. One day her boss came to her. She said, hey, Prashila, what are you doing? Can you, whatever, it must be good because you are not disturbed by anyone. You are only, you used to be so bubbly, now you are only with yourself, but you are always smiling. Why don't you write something on the notice board, whatever you are studying? उसने जो भी भगवत गीता में 1-2 वर्सेस पढ़ती थी, उसका पॉइंट उधर लिख दिया. Slowly, she was in the operating theater. All the staff in the operating theater at lunchtime stopped troubling her, and they became such good friends. They said, tell us what you studied today. 3 महीने में. This is the transformation that comes about within you as well as outside of you. You don't have to try. ये मत जाके देखना कि who is coming, am I getting troubled or not? Maybe you will not get troubled by anyone. Maybe nobody will come. It will all happen when he decides. So Vaikhari is purification of the waking plane of consciousness. You are not purifying other people's consciousness. You are purifying your waking mind. Mind is having so many thoughts. Now you are replacing all those thoughts with one mantra. Correct? And what is happening over a period of time? That mantra takes over your mind. You are not interested. Whatever has to be done, the right thought will come, action will happen, but you are focused on your mantra. When this happens and people start leaving you alone, in waking itself, while chanting the mantra itself, you will start feeling that it will pull you to your seat of meditation. And you will like to sit down and go deeper with the mantra. Because in waking we are moving around, driving car, working, other things are going on. So mantra is not to be done only on the seat. सब जगह करो. टॉयलेट की सीट पे भी करो. कोई गलती नहीं है. भगवान कहाँ नहीं है, सब जगह है. फिर वैष्णव में जाओगे तो कहेंगे यहाँ पे मत, हाथ धो के फिर से स्नान करो, फिर पूजा करो, फिर भगवान का नाम लो. Make it simple for yourself. Then when you come to the seat of meditation, you start with the loud chanting, which is Vaikhari, and now nobody is disturbing. The voice is becoming purified, the vacha is becoming purified. And when there is nobody to disturb, or you are not getting disturbed by anyone, automatically the loud sound, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, goes to Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Only lips are moving, rest of the body is still. It happens. Then one day, now you will hear from me, but it must happen naturally. And what is that? Next step क्या है? नहीं, but next step क्या है? Next step is the movement of the lips is also a disturbance. Rest of the body is sitting quiet, but movement of the lips is also a disturbance. And the sound migrates from the lips, they become quiet, and it migrates to your throat. Yeah, Adam's ball है ना? This ये जो hollow है ना इधर, this is the place for the dream plane of consciousness. Out here at the lips, it is the waking plane of consciousness. So Vaikhari, this is called Madhyama. Before it reaches Madhyama, there is this Adam's apple. Now lips are not moving, but the urge is still there कि chant करना है, वो लत लगी हुई है अंदर से, and the Adam's apple is going up and down. Body is still. Body is still. ये करते करते कभी कभी बीच में सब कुछ शांत हो जाएगा. Maybe you go to sleep. When you come back out, again the mantra begins. This happens, and you will automatically realize that why this is going to go. If you catch yourself sleeping, don't chant the mantra inside in your throat. Chant Om Shri Ram. Come back to Vaikhari. Come back to Vaikhari. Still some work needs to be done there. Something needs to be purified. Because sadhana can be done only in Vaikhari. Because this is the waking plane. Dream में कैसे करोगे? Dream में अगर तुम जागे हो तो करोगे ना. तो सो रहे हो. Come back to waking. And let the sound migrate naturally within. Then comes when this also stops. When this will stop, automatically the mantra will go into your mind. That is Madhyama. This place and mind. Meaning, someone just now said there is a japa jap sthiti. So first, initially, before a japa jap sthiti, you are chanting the mantra in your mind. अंदर मन में चल रहा है. And somewhere, someday, ड्रीम्स भी चले जाते हैं, भगवान आते हैं, दर्शन देके चले जाते हैं, विराट रूप आ जाता है, दर्शन देके चले जाते हैं, शिव जी आते हैं, दर्शन देके जाते हैं. जिसको बुलाओगे और जिनको आना होता है कि भाई इसको थोड़ा इंस्पिरेशन देना है, ये अच्छा काम कर रहा है, मध्यमा तक पहुंच गया. तो और उसके साथ चैलेंजेस भी उसी टाइप की आती है. बट यू स्टार्ट गेटिंग विजन्स एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. बट उसमें फंसना नहीं, अपने मंत्र पे लगे रहो. And as you become more focused on the mantra, a point comes where enough. You don't need to purify 100%. नहीं, ये तो बहुत अच्छी बात है यार. 100% करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. एक चीज होती है क्या? If I have a mound of paper and I light fire to it from one side, does every piece of paper needs to be burnt individually? Nahi na? Then what should happen? What will happen? That a critical heat will be generated, will be reached, and there will be a spontaneous combustion. सब कुछ भक करके एकदम से सब में आग लग जाएगी. ठीक है ना? यही अपने मन के साथ हो जाता है. When you start taking the mantra, you reach a certain level. It doesn't need to be even that paper. It doesn't need to be 50% also. It can be 20, it can be 30. Heat is generated. एकदम से spontaneously every piece of paper will be burnt away. यही चीज अपने मन में हो जाती है when we start taking the mantra. Spontaneous combustion. It takes over your mind. Every other thought is null and void. उनको चांस ही नहीं मिलता आने का. And it pervades. और उसके बाद the mantra starts in your mind. Now the new problem is there. What is that problem? Can you think? The problem is even when you go to sleep, you can't go to sleep now because mantra is going on. You are so wakeful. आदत पड़ी हुई है इतने 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 साल से कि रोज रात को सोने जाना है. अब मंत्र चल रहा है, mantra is going on, and your mantra, you want it to stop, but it is not stopping. It's a big problem. Then you will start taking medicines. What is this mantra that I started taking? And this is a new problem I have created for myself. But mind you, next day you will not be tired. You will be fully energized. But we think ourselves कि we did not sleep last night and will become tired. But actually there is no tiredness. If you think, that is ठीक है, it is like that. I'm telling you out of experience. There is a spring in your step. You are, इतना एनर्जी आ जाता है, इतना एनर्जी कि it's uncontrollable. Then what do? If mantra is become automatic in your mind, it's like a tape recorder going on. Why it has become like that? Mantra becomes mechanical in our mind, continuously going on, only because we have done it without, what is that one thing? Without?
Consciousness.
Without, not consciousness, could be, without bhava. Without bhava. Initially you did it mechanically, so that you get into the habit of doing it. But somewhere along the way, you forgot to bring the second component, which is bhava. Krishna hai to mere Krishna hai. Some relationship with him. Ram hai to some relation, some bhav. Either you take Krishna as the God, or you take Krishna as the infinite reality, the Brahman. Whichever way it works for you. But bhav जरूरी है. और ये भी ज़रूरी है कि ये जो भाव आ रहा है, जिसका मैं नाम ले रहा हूँ, वो मेरे से अलग नहीं है. If he is consciousness, he is God, he says that he is expressing through me, then he is the life in me. Then why am I taking his name? Why am I creating a distance between me and him? ये भाव की बात है ये. And once this type of feeling comes into your mind and your heart, slowly the mantra will reach its required conclusion. When this is not happening, it will become a japa jap, and it will make you sleepless. The only way to cut it is come back to Vaikhari, and in Vaikhari chant the mantra slowly with bhav. Then now we are not going from Vaikhari, we want to go straight into meditation. क्योंकि ये सब तो सिर्फ these are the goalposts. Now the third, so first was Vaikhari, second was Madhyama, third is, so this was waking, this was dream, both are fully or to a large extent purified. What is the next experience that is still left of our life? Sleep. Every day in 24 hours, you go through waking, you go through dream, you go through sleep. Majority of us, okay? Some people don't get dreams, accepted. But majority of us go through waking, dream and deep sleep. So we have looked that only by chanting the mantra, Vaikhari was purified, the waking world was purified. Purifying the waking world means Yama, not getting disturbed by the world, by anyone's thought, word and deed, and not disturbing anyone by thought, word and deed. जब आपको लगेगा कि आपकी वाणी, आपका मंत्र लोगों को तंग कर रहा है, लोग तंग हो रहे हैं, you will make it soft. You will find a way. You will become aware that other people are getting disturbed by your mantra, and you will start searching, how can I continue to chant, but I don't want them to be disturbed. You will find a way. Then it will go to lips or it will go inside. You will not, it's okay. See? So the third part is the deep sleep. अब deep sleep में कैसे मंत्र chant करेंगे भाई? How will you chant mantra in deep sleep? You cannot, because what is deep sleep state? No thoughts. What is mantra? A thought. Isn't it? In deep sleep, no thought. If we are chanting the mantra in our Vaikhari, or as we chant, it becomes subtle and we are in the mind and it becomes silent. If it becomes silent of its own accord, because it has become matured, it goes to para, bypassing Pashyanti. Pashyanti position is the heart. At this point, तो आपके जो प्राण अपान इक्वल होना है, किसी का हो जा, उसने कभी सोचा होगा तो वैसे हो जाएगा. कुंभक लगनी है तो कुंभक लग जाएगी, अंतर लगनी है तो अंतर कुंभक लग जाएगी, बहिर लगनी है तो बहिर लग जाएगी. जो भी आपके मन में कभी आपने कुछ पढ़ा होगा, प्रैक्टिस किया होगा, वो सब होना शुरू हो जाता है in order to become completely silent. But you are not going to sleep. If you go to sleep, you are stuck in Pashyanti. You are not going to sleep. You are awake. And when you are awake and the mind is silent, there are no, क्या कहते हैं, no thought eruptions of the mantra in your mind. The mantra migrates from Vaikari to Madhyama, Madhyama bypasses the Pashyanti and comes to the navel, which is the position of the location of the Paravani. Then after that, what I have to do? If any teacher or any mantra upasaka has come to this point, according to our scriptures, only he has the authority to give the mantra for initiation, not any Tom, Dick and Harry. तो जब वो यहाँ पे आएगा, that person is in meditation. He will go into samadhi. And then what do? You keep practicing. As you keep practicing, then the कुंडलिनी जागृत हो जाती है अपने आप. और उसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि कुछ अनुभव होने चाहिए. कुछ अनुभव होने नहीं चाहिए. हो गए तो हो गए, नहीं हुए तो अच्छा है. हो गए मतलब तुमने कभी सोचा, यू थॉट कि यार आई रेड अबाउट षट चक्र भेदन, वाई विष्णु जस्ट गेव मी द बुक, सो दैट थॉट इज इन माई माइंड. एंड जब करना शुरू किया, षट चक्र भेदन शुरू हो गया. ये अच्छा, ये वाला है, अच्छा ये वाला कौन सा मूलाधार है कि अनाहत है. नहीं, तो वी डोंट नीड टू हैव एनी एक्सपीरियंस. If purification is done completely merely by chanting the mantra, then you will not even experience the rising of the Kundalini. It's that natural. Many times during your life, जैसे हम बोलते हैं सुषुम्ना खुल जाता है, many times during the day. Similarly, many times during the day, even your Kundalini is fully active, but we don't know that. Just like people say that many times during the day you are having निर्विकल्प समाधि. हो रहा है क्या? What is निर्विकल्प समाधि? This was निर्विकल्प समाधि. The word which started from the lips has reached its source, which is in the navel, the Shakti, that is from where Shakti expanding is Vaikhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti. Vaikhari is Sattva, Madhyama is Rajas, and Pashyanti is Tamas. So you have purified all the three and gone back to the source, which is the Shakti. See? और एक बार वहाँ पे चले गए. What is the Shakti always seeking to do in her expression? She always want to be one with the beloved. पर यहाँ पे हम आ जाते हैं, तो यहाँ पे जब हम शक्ति पे आ गए, क्या कहते हैं, at the not at, this is not Manipur Chakra. This is the नेवल के अंदर कहीं पे कोई जगह होगी क्या? Nobody has seen it, but the location of the Paravani is the navel, and then the energy then travels down and then up. But here when it reaches, there are zero thoughts in your mind, so it is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. You are in meditation, open-eyed or closed-eyed. No thoughts in your mind. See? Now when other times during your three experiences, waking, dream and deep sleep, are you having a Nirvikalpa experience? Tell me. That you are awake and there are no thoughts. If I tell you, you will say, "Arey yaar, Why didn't I think about it? Are you having any thought between two thoughts? So I am saying, I am asking you a question. I, gap, no thought. Am, no thought. Asking, no thought. So is there a thought between two thoughts? So you are having nirvikalpa experience. After every thought you are having nirvikalpa experience. Do you recognize that? No. So what are you doing by taking the mantra? You are increasing the gap between two thoughts. पहले इतना सा था, जैसे जैसे हम उसको मंत्र का जाप शुरू करते हैं, the gap keeps increasing meaning lesser number of thoughts are erupting in your mind. And we reach the nirvikalpa. Then what do you do after it reaches nirvikalpa or it reaches the paravani? Then many things will happen. Many siddhis start happening, coming, this, that. You can read people's mind. यहाँ पे सबके मन पढ़ सकते हैं फिर. ये तो नाड़ी देख के पढ़ते हैं. फिर तुम सिर्फ देख के पता चल जाता है कौन कितना पानी में है, कितना दूध में. हाँ. पर उसके बाद एक प्रश्न आता है और you can have many wonderful experiences as a result of that, but a question remains that when I am sitting taking the mantra or I am sitting in meditation, I am absolutely in tune with myself. But when I come out of meditation, the challenges of the world are still there. It is so blissful on the seat of meditation. But when I come out, I have to go to work. I have to put food on the table. For putting food on the table, I have to go and earn. For earning, I have to work 9 hours a day. है कि नहीं? हाँ, फिर question, if you are sincerely seeking, then the question that will erupt in your mind is, how do I remain in nirvikalpa samadhi even when I am in this world? How can I see that everything is divine? Can I see if everything is divine? Or what is the way? This bliss that I was experiencing on the seat of meditation as a result of the mantra chanting, which is reaching its logical conclusion at the para, how can I have that experience even while moving around in the world? For that, you have to come to Vedanta. For that, you have to come to Vedanta. Vedanta tells you what? That the total universe, we'll take it tomorrow. नहीं तो मैं उसमें घुस गया तो फिर आधा घंटा यूं निकल जाएगा. So we'll leave it at that. हाँ, अभी क्लैरिटी हो गया और कुछ नहीं. पिक्चर तो पूरी क्लियर हो गई. अभी आपने जप का पूछा था, तो जप का ये जर्नी है. अब उसके बाद आगे क्या करना है वो कल देखेंगे.
किस गुरु से वो क्वेश्चन
मैंने बताया, तुमने सुना नहीं. आंखें खुली हैं, दिमाग कहीं और सोच रहा है कि कल ब्रेकफास्ट में क्या बनेगा, शेफ को क्या बोलना है. व्हाट डिड आई से? मंत्र किससे लेना है? जिसकी वाणी परा में जाके स्थित हो गई है.
उसका मतलब क्या है? परा में जाके स्थित हो गई.
अब मैंने कितना एक्सप्लेन किया यार, फिर से शुरू करो. सुन नहीं रहे थे, फिर से सुनो जाके लेक्चर. वैखरी मध्यमा पश्यन्ति परा. So the sound is going back to its source. And what is this Paravani? Paravani is that place where the Shakti has not become bifurcated into Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Sattva is waking state, Rajas is dream state, Tamas is deep sleep state. So it has not broken into, or it's not divided into three yet. It's still in its nascent form. That is Para. And any master who has reached that point, when he gives a mantra, इट्स लाइक मैंने फर्स्ट डे तुमको स्टोरी बताई थी कि एक स्टूडेंट लड़के ने पूछा मेरे को निर्विकल्प समाधि में बैठना है। वो तिब्बतन गुरु उसको कैलाश लेके जाता है, उसके कहता है चल क्या चाहिए तेरे को, मेरे को निर्विकल्प चाहिए, अच्छा चल दे दी। एंड ही सैट फॉर 6 years इन निर्विकल्प समाधि. And when did his Nirvikalpa Samadhi break? When his teacher was breathing his last. From that day till today, he has not sat in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Why? It was borrowed. The teacher had given him that experience. उसका अपना प्रिपरेशन कुछ नहीं था. अब उसको पता ही नहीं कि आगे करना क्या है. हर जगह जाके, हर आश्रम में जाके ढूंढता है कि कोई मेरे को निर्विकल्प समाधि में डालो, कोई मेरे को निर्विकल्प समाधि में डालो. उसको बोलो जप कर ले, नहीं मेरे को निर्विकल्प समाधि चाहिए. कोई बोलता है शास्त्र पढ़ ले, नहीं मेरे को निर्विकल्प समाधि चाहिए. कोई कहता है कि यम नियम कर ले, नहीं मेरे को निर्विकल्प. अरे दोस आर द फर्स्ट स्टेप. तेरे को टीचर ने तेरे को दे दिया, पहले मम्मी ने तुम्हें खाना खिला दिया, अब जिंदगी भर तुमको मम्मी थोड़ा ना खाना खिलाएगी. फिर तुमको कहीं पे तो चम्मच लेके खुद खाना सीखना पड़ेगा. पहले गंदगी करोगे, बट धीरे धीरे यू बिकम एक्सपर्ट एट ईटिंग, isn't it? Not only from your plate, other plate also. We'll leave it here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om.